Well, here we are again. We're going to do the NBT module this time. Same procedure. We've got our spreadsheet with our module and our file folder number and all the keys. We've already got our FA active. We're going to read our coding data for the module. You always select that capd file. Then you expand that, and then you right-click that and edit your FDL. So there we go. We've got a bunch of folders here. We're going to be coding 3000. In folder 3000 is office messages. So function folder. And I'm going to change handbrake or gearbox to none for the message. First, we're going to find the key, the folder. There it is. And there it is. The default is handbrake or gearbox. We're going to say none. So that's the 3000. That 3000 is actually, that's not correct. But that's changing active to active, which you don't need to do. That shouldn't even be in my spreadsheet. Not doing anything with that. So we're going to 3001. And the function, might be looking for disclaimers. Get rid of those pesky disclaimers. So if you do something like this, I guess use it at your own risk. Imagine if I ever sell this car, I'll just hit the code button and put everything back to the way it was from the factory. And if somebody wants to pay me extra to code some of these things, I'll do that. And that way there's nothing, no kind of legalities or anything that should have been there. But I don't think that'll be a big issue anyways. I guess as long as I disclose that I've done it. So yeah, some of these descriptions are actually in English. Some of them are a little bit more German than English. So 3001. Yeah, that startup type is already animation. So I'm going to change. I noticed it has a different value. I've never played with that one actually. And according to the sheet, he's never played with it either. Not tried it yet. But what I'm changing here next is the splash screen when you start up in the morning. Default is 0. Variant 00, and you can change 00 to 09. You select look at the channel I've changed this particular key to every one of them and then recorded the boot up sequence in a video so you can see what 04 looks like, 05. Those are all videos on the channel. Feel free to go over there and have a look at them. Smash like everybody says nowadays, smash like, hit the bell, do all that kind of stuff. If you like this stuff, leave a comment or do whatever. I don't view a whole lot of them, but occasionally I do. I wouldn't mind being a little bit more active on the channel, but I haven't done much for like a year. The E39s, we sold the E39s. So really all I have is my F22 M235, and so I'm just returning it back to the settings that I like after I defaulted the modules. Default is a scary word. by default, I don't mean I click the code default. Never click that button. But I just click the code button on the modules, and that sets everything back to the to the default according to your FA. So now I'm in the process of putting the modules back to where I like them, because there's certain things in here that I just can't live without. My tire pressure monitor system, now we're doing that. That was something that didn't come with the car. It came with the ABS Canadian version with the rubber valve stems. So I bought the hardware for the tires, had them installed, and then I coded the system with the PSI and the temperature, because that's just a lot more useful. That cost a bit, actually. The parts were about $60 a sensor or so, and the labor to pay the tire shop to put them in. But it was worth it. Cruising on the highway, you click that and you can see where your pressures are, your temperatures. It's a good peace of mind versus just a blind system that'll start flashing if there's a problem. So this particular one, I made a mistake. Changed that from NDC to end, whatever the hell that is. That was a mistake, and I corrected that after the fact. And according to the cheat sheet, I didn't need to change that anyways. I was confused, I guess. What else are we doing here? Yeah, it's probably a good idea to have this all sorted out by module and by the index number. Makes it a little easier to zip through it all, because this does take time. What are we looking for here? PM drive length, driving text length. It's too bad it wasn't all alphabetical. Somewhere you're in here. Here he is. So let's get it the whole text. Yeah, whole text is what I was after. All right. That might be it. Oh, gotta do some import and export of the routes. I do have custom software to make routes that I built a while ago, so that you can put stops in a trip. Just add your stops where you want to do a little bit of a stop here or stop there on a long trip, and it generates a file, and you can import the file with a USB stick into your console. And these keys allow that. The menu shows up in your nav for My Trips, I think it's called, and there's a video in the channel if you look for it on the software and using it. What it looks like when you import a route. It's pretty cool. So to save that. I'm just gonna, when that's done, it's gonna go. We're gonna hit the back button, which is a little bit off the picture here, and we're gonna code that FDL. And so this is all happening locally. So right now the car isn't even. We're not even talking to the car. We're just making this file up and getting things in order. And there's some errors happening here. Negative response. So we had a timeout happen here. So there's a little bit of some errors and stuff. Finished, started, finished, preparing is finished. And we are finished with error. Okay. So let's close that, and there's our red message. So red is like, whoa, okay, what the hell happened here? Something's not happy. So I thought, okay, well, let's just activate the FA. Okay, that didn't take long. Let's code it again. And then I looked over at the car, and the car was off. So I reached in there real quick, and I just hit the button right about now. Because like I say, this is all locally. It's just locally building this stuff and verifying things and doing some magic. And then it's going to prepare the tell. Okay, now it's going to prepare the vehicle. So now it's going to look for the car. And this time it found it. Because it's actually on. It didn't time out from sitting for 20 minutes. So now it's going to run this file and change over all the settings and all the switches in that module. And there we go. 20 seconds. We're done. Then we can close this, and there's a green message. And we're done. Succeeded. So now we'll just hit that again, because I realized when I did reach in to hit the button to turn the car on so I could actually code it, I realized that I had the wrong splash screen going on. So we'll just quickly search for start. There's the startup type, there's the emblem. So I want to change my emblem, and I think it's number 1 I wanted. So let's do variant 01. We'll just quickly save that. Patiently save it. Hit the back button and hit the code FDL. And the car is on and everything's connected, so we won't have an error this time. It'll just tweak that one little difference. Still takes 20 seconds no matter what you do. Whether you change the whole file completely or you just change one little key, it's still, on this laptop at least, it's still a 20-second operation. Yeah, 21. Close it. There's a green message. That's better. Now you can save that if you want, but I hit that by mistake. We'll just close this out. Disconnect from the car, confirm it, and we're done. Smash the like, etc.